Hello friends, it's Jean from the Inky Studio. So good to see you today. I have a free digital and I'm going to be working with it today. And this is, these are like sample cards is what I'm calling these. And essentially we're just going to put in bits and pieces of fabric and lace and whatever as this little sample card that we can make and put into our journals with maybe some of the leftovers that we had. You don't have to use textiles. You can even use different kinds of papers and put them in there. So it's going to be two different sizes. On your page will be these three. And this is actually what you'll do is you'll see the line. You'll see a line right here. You're going to fold on that line. And I think I'm going to score it just because I want a nice straight line. But that's where you're going to fold. Oops. And when you fold it over like so, then this is going to be the back of the sample packet. And then you can use this for journaling, whatever. And you're also going to have another page in the free digital to print on the opposite side. So it's got the same muted pink color here on the inside. You don't have to print the back side, but I went ahead and did it. And I'm just using cardstock for this. So we've got the little top here. And inside here is where you'll be layering your samples. So I went ahead and I inked around them. I rounded the edges here. I kind of like the rounded look, but you really don't have to. You can leave them square, and I'll go ahead and leave these square so you can get the sense of what these look like. So let's just come in here and fold this over like so. And this is going to have fabric in it. That's going to have lace, and I'm going to show you something different to do with that one. I have here a collection of fabrics, pile here. I don't know, I must have 5 or 6 different fabric pieces and one lace piece because it's such a large piece there. And I'm going to put it right up inside there. Now it's okay if it's longer and bigger than your sample pack there is, that's no problem. There's different ways that you can connect this. You can staple these on here. You can fold this down and staple the sides if you'd like. You can take a paper clip, and let's see, I have a paper clip here. You can take a paper clip and just clip it there on top like so. Maybe put something on the clip there, a little piece of ribbon or something. You can even take a safety pin and, pin it inside like that, and then put the clip here to hold down that flap. There's just different ways that you can attach. You can even sew this in there, wide stitches. You can even do that. So those are just ideas for attaching samples in there. I am just going to go ahead and use a bowl kit clip. This is actually from the dollar store. I'm just going to use that because it's pretty hefty and it will hold it really well, and there shouldn't be any problem with that inside. You can even clip this onto, especially in the fabric journal, you can clip this onto a page like that. So this is what I'm doing for the cloth one. And then we have this one here for the lace, and I do have a collection of laces. I kind of like put them in there. Now this is going to be probably a little bit more difficult just to use a clip because they're all different sizes and all that kind of stuff. So what I'm going to do is let me just reconstruct my little pile here again. I'm putting this down like that. I am going to stitch these together, and I'm going to use very loosely, and I've got some pearl cotton here. Another thing you could do is use brads. If you had some really long-legged brads, you could put a couple brads in here. But I'm just going to come inside and just very loosely, and I'm actually just going to leave that little tail out there a little ways and take some long stitches, just making sure that I am catching in as many pieces of laces as I can. So we'll just come through here, and that way the recipient just has to take the stitching out to get what they need. There we go. And we'll just come up through here like so. All right, and I'm just going to leave that tail on there so that the person can see that these are just loosely stitched on here. There we go. And then I'm going to lay that inside, and I will then put on another clip up there. Here we go, just like that. And you know what I might do with this one, just because it's a smaller piece, I might just go ahead and put in a paper clip, and then I think I'll put a little ribbon on here at the end. But that's just a very simple way of putting these together. Lace just might be a little trickier because you got so many little tiny pieces, but you know, they can be stapled in for sure. You can definitely staple these in beforehand. So that is the little sample kit for the lace and the cloth. Now for this one, I'm going to do something different with this one. I'm going to turn this into a button card. You've got this little cute frame there, just so cute. I'm going to cut off the top, and I can use this as a label somewhere else. I can actually maybe just put the label on the back here, just maybe glue that in. It'd be pretty to have that on the back. And let me just finish off with the distressing. And then I have some buttons, and what I have some vintage buttons here that I want to use, and I want to put them inside this little frame. I think that's just perfect to highlight these buttons. So I'm going to arrange them just the way I like them, and so I am kind of being fussy about this. I don't think you have to be, but I am just a little tiny fussy about this, and I am going to set these up the way I like them. And I hope this pencil will fit in here. So I'm just going to go and kind of make dots where I want these buttons to be. Yeah. Sharper pencil, not quite sharp enough. But I think this kind of gives me an idea of where to put these sewings. And let me just knot this up and just sew them in. Now you can sew them in individually. Well, then I'm going to poke holes here like so. Just like so. So by having these holes in here, well, yeah, having these holes in here will help me to get them in here. And so we'll put in this one here. And I am going to sew them, you can sew them in separately, you can sew them in one string. I am going to go ahead and sew them in separately, just because that way the person can take out one button without all of them falling out. Came up with a couple of tips that might help you out. Instead of marking these with a pencil, I probably would have been a lot easier had I just put down the button and then poked my hole and then poked the other hole through, and that way I wouldn't have had to mark it with a pencil. That would have been probably pretty easy to do. I am using pearl cotton, which is a little thicker than thread, but thread's fine. And the other thing that I noticed too that might be a good idea is not to sew these in really tight, is to leave a little leeway so that they're kind of like that, so it's easy to clip off the threads. Just kind of, you know, just don't sew it like you're sewing it for real. Just sew very loosely, and it's okay if it flops around a little bit. And I just think that would be a helpful idea, just so that you can get scissors underneath there and clip it off. And then to put a knot in here is usually what I do. I take the needle and I go to the back of that thread that you hold up there, and then just take the tip of my needle, hold it down close to the surface there, and pull. And that way you kind of have a little knot there a couple times so that you won't come off. Now if you're using thread, you're probably going to have to go several times around each of these and you know, knot it off that way. So anyways, there is the little cute button card that we could put in there. I put in all neutral colored vintage buttons because they go with everything and everywhere, but you know, colored ones would look really cute too. So there is the button card, and here is the lace sample, and here is the fabric sample, and then we have a label left over that I'll probably end up gluing in the back here. I think that would look really cute. Put that back there. So there you go. I hope you enjoy these sample cards and probably come up with other ideas. Like I say, instead of fabric, this could all be scrap papers, all different kinds of scrap papers that you have, you know, printed or tea stained or whatever you've got. You could also do that with these. So we will see you again later. Please like this video and check out, I'll put a link down below where the free sample is. And yeah, I'd like to hear if any of you tried this and how you liked it. Just let me know, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.